Hello everyone, it's Sifumi Jani from Energy-Cultivation.com and Telekinetic Academy and Spiritual Methods and the Jani Method. So, today what I'm going to talk about is a very unique exercise you can do with your psi wheel. Because most of you have already created a psi wheel, and if you haven't, I'll make a video on how to create one. But, assuming that most of you have one and have been practicing with a psi wheel, I want to give you a unique exercise that you can do with your psi wheel to increase your telekinetic ability. Now, before I get started, I just want to thank everyone who has been contributing and signing up for the Jani Method and to the Telekinetic Academy and purchasing the ebooks on spiritual methods. All you guys are amazing, and my heart goes out to you guys. Thank you for making not only this channel possible, but also maintaining those websites that are giving free services to people too, like the Telekinetic Academy. We couldn't do without you. You keep the community alive. When every time you guys sign up and enroll, you guys um, all your purchases go to keeping the community alive and allowing us to grow the community and allow me to do what I'm doing by sharing these things with you guys. So thank you guys for those who have been contributing to our community. I don't have a Patreon, but through courses and ebooks and having the free, form, this is, I'm trying to give to everybody so that everyone has an opportunity to learn for free. And that's what these videos are that I'm putting up, is to help you learn some telekinesis for free from home. Okay, so today's exercise that I'm going to teach you guys using your psi wheel. Doesn't matter how your psi wheel looks, how big or how small it is. But what I want you to do that's a little bit different than you're used to is I want you to set up your psi wheel. Okay, this is what a psi wheel pretty much looks like, at least a small version. People have different kinds, with it being square, paper, or aluminum. And by the way, people ask, should I use paper or is aluminum or metal, something like that, better? Well, the short answer is it really at the end doesn't make too much of a difference, but the metallic stuff like aluminum is more conductive to electricity, so you will have an easier time most likely moving aluminum foil than you would paper. But at the end of the day, it really shouldn't matter what you're using. And what shape it is doesn't make a difference, whether it's rectangular or square. It shouldn't make a difference either. This is all personal preference at the end of the day. But if I was going to say to make it really easy, because a lot of people say it's easier, then aluminum's easier and longwise is easier than square, even because it gives you polarity, kind of like a compass, which is the yin yang, north and south. Okay, so with that being said, you want to take your psi wheel, and what I want you to do for this exercise, there's two parts to the exercise. The first part, what I want you to do is put it somewhere where wind will make it move without you affecting it. Literally set it up in a spot, take it and put it somewhere, where there's a little breeze that will make it be like, all right, you want it to have like a little breeze like this, um, going on consistently. Not strong enough to knock off your psi wheel, but just in a place where it just seems to continue to move on its own because of the air circulation. Now, what's the purpose of this? I want you to put it in this kind of spot where you're able to see that the wind is just moving it left and right and all that kind of thing. But I want you to practice a meditation, a focused meditation on the side wheel in that place. So your goal is to let the wind do it and you observe. I don't want you to try to move it yet. The first part is not moving it yet. Later we'll talk about the second part. The first part, don't try to actually move it. Try to become an observer. An observer. See, with telekinesis, there's an important thing that you need to learn, which is called presence. And presence is the ability to be aware of what's going on inside you as well as what's going on outside of you. So with our side wheel, we're putting it in a place where there's wind that's going to move it by itself. Instead of, like right now, I put it someplace and it's completely still. But what you want is someplace, even if that means getting a little fan somewhere in your room and setting up so it purposely happens if the air is too still in your house. Get it so that you can observe. Observe. I'm not trying to interact yet. Observe it spinning and doing the movements it does. Literally observe it. What you're going to do while you observe the movements, you want to build your presence. Your presence. You want to be aware of what you're feeling inside of you. Whether it's in your mind, whether it's in your body, whether it's within your energy. Even if you want to put your hands up and check and see what you're feeling as it moves, what you feel happening on the inside of your hands. And the goal is to get yourself being aware of what you're seeing on the outside, the side wheel, being aware of seeing its movements, and then being aware of what you feel on the inside when it's moving. Okay? Now, does that make sense? I hope it does. It's a simple exercise of observation and being aware of what's going on outside of you and inside of you, building presence so your telekinesis mental muscles can improve, so your energetic body can understand how to recreate the sensations, because later you're going to understand what it feels like when it's moving within you, and you will recreate the feeling within you to have the effect back on the outside. Okay? So that's the first part of this exercise. Now, the second part of this exercise, keep it in the same place where the wind is blowing it. And this time, while there's the momentum, see, don't just start with a, plain side wheel that has no air moving around and try to push your energy out just yet. Do the first part, like I said, and then move on to the second part before you try to do it with no air coming around. Get these mental muscles active and working, remembering to use these parts of your brain and your energetic body. The second part is that while the wind is still moving it, now see how you can manipulate it like you would if it was still. And you would be surprised to see that with the help of the wind being there, it will be easier. Your energy will be able to have more of an effect. And so this is why I guess aerokinesis is so popular, right? It's being able to move the air, but it's not. You're still focused on the object. It's not about moving the air to move it. You could visualize that, but your goal is still to just being like the observer, looking at it how it's moving by itself, and then being an interactor of where it's doing it anyways, but maybe you want it because it has momentum. Maybe you feel like you can move it clockwise or counterclockwise or stop it from moving completely. Experiment with what it feels like and observe. Become the observer again. Now, this is not trying to control it while there is a wind and fight the wind. This is so that now you can take your observation to the second level. First, you're observing how the wind's just moving it and seeing, building the presence, what's within yourself and outside yourself. Then becoming familiar with that and still in an observing way, seeing how your will, your energy, your focus, and your actions cause a reaction. You're just trying to feel and see and observe what happens. Okay? So I hope that makes sense, guys. And again, all you need is your psi wheel to do this practice. And yeah, thank you again for all your guys' support. If you want to learn more from me, please just check out all the links in the description below. You can find me anywhere. Um, much love, you guys, and have a great day. Sifu Mean Johnny out. Namaste.